Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. News. I'm your presenter, Jessica Klein. First, on the local scene. This year's summer will see Caribbean Airlines adding an additional flight to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The announcement was made by Tourism Minister Carlos James, who stated that the flight will be added to the JFK, New York to Argyle St. Vincent route. He said, "We would normally let the airlines make their announcements, but if you were to try to book to come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines today, by July 1st, you will be able to have access to an additional flight coming to the island just in time for the carnival period." The minister expressed that he is hoping to see a lot of visitors and Vincentians returning to the destination, and that they are expecting a lot more traffic to St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the coming months with the opening of Sandals resorts. Prime Minister to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, has insisted that his administration acted within the scope of the law or constitution and in the interest of protecting the health of all Vincentians with respect to the deadly COVID-19 virus. During an interview with the Agency for Public Information API on March 20th, 2023, the Prime Minister said that the COVID vaccination drive was important in the face of a public health emergency and that the government did what was needed in the interest of public health. Approximately 137 of over 2,000 teachers are unvaccinated and all lost their case on religious or medical grounds for vaccine exemption. The government made repeated calls on unvaccinated teachers to reapply for their positions within the system with benefits intact. Gonsalves emphasized that the real heroes are those who took the vaccine and went to work for the good of the community. They took a personal responsibility and they did so in a collective solidarity. He has once again urged teachers to reapply to enter the service, noting that unvaccinated teachers can now return simply because the threat has been receded. Still on the local scene, a psychiatric report on Javil Ben-10 Williams is expected to be presented at the Serious Offences Court today, March 21st, 2023. The 25-year-old is on charge for escaping police custody on Monday, 27th February, shortly after being sentenced by Senior Magistrate Ricky Burnett on several charges. He was apprehended shortly afterwards in the area of Kingston Park and taken back before Magistrate Burnett 2 days later. According to reports from the Searchlight News, his behavior in court on Wednesday, March 1st, while standing on the dock, was a cause of concern for the senior magistrate, who thought Williams was behaving erratically and rambling. Burnett ordered that Williams be remanded for observation at the Mental Health and Rehabilitation Center, as the convict was deemed not fit to enter a plea due to his behavior. Williams is currently serving a custodial sentence of 12 months for theft, burglary, and damage to property. On the regional scene, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has revealed that the Multi-Agency Task Force, MATF, and the Tobacco Control Unit seized 115,766 cigarettes between 2021 and 2022 in efforts to crack down on the illicit trade in tobacco products locally. The announcement was made by the head of MATF, ASP Leon Haynes, during a media briefing last Thursday. He said the multi-agency initiative has been producing positive results. Haynes said that the seizure included cigarettes not licensed to be distributed in Trinidad and Tobago, a number of which breached the packaging and labeling requirements in relation to the regulations. The MATF head said TNT's Bureau of Standard had to be brought in after certain electrical items on sale in some supermarkets and businesses were found to be substandard, posing a danger as fire hazards. Reports state that any person who wishes to manufacture, import, and export or distribute tobacco products wholesale is required to meet the licensure, packaging, and labeling requirements of the Tobacco Control Act, Chapter 30, and the Tobacco Control Regulations. Still on the regional scene, St. Lucia's Chief Executive Officer of the Hospitality and Tourism Association has expressed concern over the impact of crime, saying it was a clear and present danger to tourism. Senator Noorani Aziz declared on the sidelines of a Senate meeting today that the situation was very troubling, very worrying, and very concerning. He spoke amid reports that emergency personnel rushed a Canadian tourist to the hospital last week after he would. Let me take that again. He spoke amid reports that emergency personnel rushed a Canadian tourist to the hospital last week after he sustained stab wounds when five young men robbed him in Daphne Street, Gross Elite. St. Lucia's SLHTA official warned that the crime is very clear and present danger to the tourism industry, and one swell swoop can easily destabilize what the country has worked so hard to create and maintain in making St. Lucia a safe environment for families, among others, to visit. And finally, on the international scene, parents whose children died or were injured by tainted cough syrup have wept with relief after an Indonesian court allowed a case action lawsuit. According to BBC, Noor Asia, whose 4-year-old daughter died last year, said that her child's struggle was not in vain. More than 200 Indonesian children have died of acute kidney injury since 2022. Reports state that Indonesia isn't the only country hit by the contaminated cough syrup. An investigation is continuing in Indonesia, but local authorities say so far no evidence shows links with cases in other countries. The World Health Organization, WHO, has issued warnings about 6 cough syrups made in India and Indonesia. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.